art fans. This is Scott Thompson Art. I'm your host, Scott Thompson. And on this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about thumbnail sketches and the importance of thumbnail sketches. So right here, I just have a little bit of a list to sort of let you know basically what the goal is of a thumbnail sketch and the questions that they may answer. Thumbnail sketches are small, they're efficient, they're usually done in pencil or color. Normally they are unrefined, meaning that not a whole lot of time and effort and detail go into them, and they're primarily for informational purposes. The questions that thumbnail sketches answer: is this idea going to work? Do the shapes, composition, and value range maintain their integrity at such a small size? Note if a sketch or painting idea works at such a small size, then it will work well at a larger size. And then finally, which composition for my painting is the most successful? So when I try to do thumbnail sketches, I try to do them using pencil or watercolors. Sometimes I'll do them in acrylic, but the reason I like pencil and watercolor is because it is fast, it is quick, it is portable. You can take it with you on location. You can jot down notes and color ideas. And so I'm going to show you a few examples of some thumbnail sketches. So again, like I mentioned before, a thumbnail sketch is usually fairly small. They're not overly large. And what they do is they try to you're sort of always, as an artist, you're feeding the computer, you're feeding your brain. Will this color idea work? Will this composition work? How will this look? Is this something that could make, into a larger, perhaps finished painting? Now, oftentimes, these little doodles or sketches just are sort of just for information. I'd say maybe 65 to 70% of them will maybe go somewhere in terms of being successful for a larger painting. But what you do is you spend a short amount of time doing thumbnail sketches, and that saves you headaches and a great deal of stress and frustration working out an idea on a larger scale that was probably not going to be successful to begin with. So here are some examples of some thumbnail sketches, all nocturne paintings, all nighttime paintings. Just seeing how the breakup of the composition works. Do I want a low horizon line? Do I want a lot of sky? Do I want the presence of a moon with very little cloud coverage? Do I want a high horizon line and have more action here in the foreground and then pushing the background back? Or do I want sort of a diagonal composition with a low horizon line and a moon as well? Out of all of these, I think a couple of them may be successful. I'm pretty intrigued by this one, and I just like the way it looks. I like the way that it reads at such a small scale. I can actually step back from it a little bit and it still holds up well, which is nice. But all in all, it's just a good practice in terms of formulating these ideas. The next set is going to be a series of a little bit larger thumbnails for perhaps what will be buffalo paintings in the future. So I have a few compositions here, and then I have one right here on the edge. Now, out of all three of these, I believe this one and this one are the two strongest thumbnail sketches. Perhaps maybe this one may be a little bit stronger than this one, although I do like the low horizon line in both of them. But you have the added effect in each of these with a strong diagonal going here and going this way, which makes for a little bit more interesting painting. Now the cloud coverage in this painting is a little bit larger. It sort of occupies more space, and it's more of a design element, which makes it interesting. This one over here is interesting in and of itself. I like the shapes, the simple, very simple shapes, and sort of how it moves back from the bush to the buffalo to the smaller bush and then back into the background. So all three of these are ideas for bison paintings. The next grouping will be just a little small landscape watercolors. One is a night scene and one is a daytime scene, both desert scenes. And so again, like I said, it's an opportunity to work out composition, work out color choices. You can always, the wonderful thing about watercolors, if one of these doesn't work, you can just sort of dampen it with water and pull it out and reposition things and sort of move them around. So it's a wonderful technique in terms of saving a lot of time before you enter into your larger painting. Like I mentioned before, you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches to work out any kinks or problems before you get into your larger painting. If you think you can work them out while you're painting as you go along, it's really going to be a difficult chore. Now, with that being said, I don't want to dismiss the notion of spontaneity. So, what I like about a thumbnail sketch is you don't put a whole lot of energy into these, and they're really not overworked, and you sort of haven't run your fuel tank to empty on your thumbnail. You still have a lot more to give in terms of a sort of a little bit of a fresher painting when you move towards a larger painting. These two right here are examples of a couple of cow paintings. This one is a little more traditional, more pastoral type of a thumbnail. This is a little bit more of a, although it's a nocturne, it's got kind of different type of design element, again, more shape-based. And also you can work out, with these thumbnail sketches, you can work out your lighting. You can work out, where the light comes from. Is it daytime? Is it dusk? Is it dawn? Is it nighttime? So all of these things are an opportunity to work things out and problems out within your thumbnail sketches. And then sometimes I'll just do a sketch in preparation for, if I see an idea, something may work for a dog, or someone wants a dog portrait, I will do a thumbnail sketch for that. Also thumbnail sketches for actual portraits, adults, children, and these are just same idea, same principle. I'm working out what I think will work at a smaller scale, and I know it's going to upscale to be a successful painting. Sometimes I get a little bit more detailed, a little bit larger, just to see the effect and how it's going to work out. So these are the benefits of thumbnail sketches. And we'll review this one more time. So what is a thumbnail sketch? They are small, they are efficient, pencil or color, unrefined, primarily for informational purposes. And basically, again, they answer the questions: is the idea going to work? Do the shapes, the composition, and the value range maintain their integrity at such a small size? And finally, which composition for my painting is the most successful? So be sure to spend a lot of time on your thumbnail sketches. Generally, you can do anywhere from 5 to 10. If you're working on a design idea, usually 10 is the minimum, because there's so many options. And then you can sort of narrow it down and scale it down and kind of figure out, what is the best option for a successful painting.